Hello, how you doing? Sivan here. Gonna speak in a little bit of an accent, kind of working on the persona, but really just riffing and talking about you know, really just one topic, just talking about sports. That's it. Got my fucking with the whiskey or a bourbon or it's fucking Johnny Walker. That's it. I just wearing some jeans and a white t-shirt. That's it. Simple guy. Got a dirty t-shirt fixed to my little watch here, because it broke. But in my family, something you should know about me and my family is that we fix things. We don't call a guy, hey, fix my toilet. Hey, fix my refrigerator. Fix my watch. No. You get a couple staples. Now, the strap on the fucking watch, it's fixable and now it works, And the little like loop you put the little tongue in, I got some little like duct tape, stapled that together. Now I got a brand new tongue. Look, it doesn't look amazing, beautiful as they say, which just means fancy. It's code word for fancy. But it works, It works. And I fucking love it. I love fixing things, Because if you have a problem in bed with your girlfriend, marital, fucking financial, a guy broken it, I guess you could call somebody. But if you can't fix it yourself, who the fuck are you gonna rely on? Because soon enough, the marriage counsel is gonna be fucking your wife. Because you can't fix the relationship. He or she is the reliable one. And now they're sleeping with your wife. The fuck you gonna say then, huh? The fuck you gonna say then? It really is a quarrel. It's really a problematic thing, right? So the past couple of days, it's the second week of preseason football. For many years I watched fucking baseball. Been a Mariners fan from Fag City, Seattle. I don't have any favorite sports teams anymore because any of them can turn on you at any fucking point, at any fucking time, and you don't really know who to rely on. That's why, I've been listening to Tom Likas, the real womanizer. But similar to a woman, a team may turn on you at any fucking point in time, so you can't really pick one and stick with one. All the teams are the fucking same. Just some have their low points, some have their high points at different periods in time. Not all at the same time. It's why they're all fixated and fluctuating on like a fucking graph, right? I could never afford to fucking watch games. I would watch them for free on YouTube, right? And they're all the old ones. We're looking up what are the best series to watch. The 75 series with the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. Or the 76 series with the Reds again. Or the 77 with the Yankees and the Dodgers. It's fucking superb. Fucking superb. And love sports, love the commentary, love the fucking passionate fans, the old commercials. If it's tobacco, menthol cigarettes, Budweiser, fucking whatever the fuck else, a Chrysler, just amazing tire can roll through snow and glass, and it's still fucking an iron lung, tough as a fucking bull. You know what I mean? So it's great. I fucking love. Sorry to be yelly, but I feel the excitement of the sports, and it's like alcohol. It's in my veins, running through my bloodstream like a fucking virus. I fucking love sports. Fucking love them. It's an excuse to yell and get angry, because in society nowadays, you can't really yell and get angry. That's known as violent, but it's known as being a man. If being a man is known as being violent, I can't be a man no more. Unless I'm in prison, some third world country or something, right? I love sports. The commentary, the fans, as I said before, the commercials, just overall gameplay is beautiful. If it's football gameplay, baseball, basketball, whatever, I fucking love it. I love watching it. Got a beer, cold beer. If it's some Jamaican Red Stripe stuff, or if it's Coors, Budweiser, whatever, the Italian stuff, real good beer, some chips and dip, nachos, fucking a sandwich. I mean, a beautiful pastrami on rye with mayo, mustard, whatever. It's fucking great. You feel just like, why exercise with the weights and go heavy when you can just sit on your ass watching sports? It's fucking beautiful, right? It's fucking beautiful. And what I love the most about all this shit, water break. Sorry. Need a bit of a water break. Bourbon. But there is water in it, so technically it is a water break. It's a break from water as well. But what I fucking love about sports, nowadays, it's a very different thing. If you go back in time, even to the 2000s or the 90s, 80s, and you look at sports games, full-fledged, fleshed-out sports games, you come to realize there's a difference between what's on nowadays on television and what was on back then on television. There's a difference. It's not the same thing. It's not the same sport. It's not the same commentators. I mean, icons like John Madden and Vince Scully and whoever names I can't remember. But those guys are gone. Lost causes, right? Where are they now? Where are the quality commentators like them today in nowadays sports, in the arenas, the fucking stadiums, wherever? Where the fuck are they? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. All right? So I gotta figure that the quality's gonna lack in terms of commentary. Politics is drilled into these commercials, into sports, with the love, with the race. I'm not judging, but all I'm saying is people watch sports to get away from politics, not to go towards politics. I'm not giving my opinion on politics, but they don't belong in sports. They don't belong in sports. They just don't. All right? So I gotta think that the old sports are just better. They're just better than the sports nowadays. Because they're just not fun, It's a very feminine, womanly kind of thing now. Because you got women everywhere. It's a very progressive world, Hate to be, sexist, but I also would want to be sexist because all men are sexist. So if you want to be a man, you got to be sexist either way. So who gives a fuck? So you got female referees, commentators. Soon enough, they'll be playing in the game and won't be allowed to. They'll be kicked out of their own club. I saw a commercial just the other day. There was a Papa Bear in his man cave with chips and a soda sitting down to watch a game. And then his wife comes barging in with the fucking children. And now she's going to watch sports with her husband, which means what? She has the whole house. And now the one room he's been, boosted to. He doesn't even have that. He doesn't even have that. Like, the only way to get her out is to hook her up with some fucking, some fucker to get that room to himself. He probably works, She doesn't look like much of a worker. He does. She's not tired. He is. If you're tired from something. And they don't got a six-pack. So it must be from work. That's all I can deduce. Is that he works so hard that he's exhausted physically and mentally, right? So old sports are better in every which way, and it's changing now. I don't like it. Because these sports broadcasters are almost like journalists, the first thing you see is, here in New Orleans, it's 73 degrees with a chance of slight rain. Oh, and it's beautiful, a clear sky. You can see and you see a fucking view of the city and all that, the buildings and everything. It's like the reporting the news. You got the weather, the city, big events, the fucking sports, and they're not really giving their opinion. I'm not making jokes or anything like that. So I'm pretty confused on the get-go. I'm not really into it. Like, as I heard Bill Burr say something like this. It was like, I don't really have the cruise ship vibe. And I feel the same way about these cruise ship vibe journalists doing sports. They don't really know the game. They're not very passionate about the game. And I'm very confused in every which way, all around, 360 degrees. Because I'm not into it. You don't understand the game. You're not passionate. You don't understand the coaches. If you go way back and watch old Super Bowls and World Series, they know the players. They understand the mindset, the personality, what kind of athletes they are, physically, mentally, how much work they put in practice, out of practice, all about. And the coaches too. They know, are they an angry coach or a passive coach? Kind of zen, kind of not. Do they work best alone or in teams, with a offensive coach and a defensive coach, special teams coach? You have all these different coaches for all these different groups, these departments, right? So it's very confusing all of a sudden. Because maybe it's weird I'm watching old sport. That's probably what you're thinking, isn't it? I'm very weird, but you listen to old music, you watch old movies, old TV shows, old recipes. You're having sex the old way, the regular way. Coke is old. People drink Coke. People smoke pot. That's very old too. Why can't I watch an old sports broadcast? If I don't know who's going to win the fucking game, why not? I would like to sit down and watch a game with quality sports commentary. These broadcasters who aren't acting like journalists, and they're not taking sides of a team. Today, August 20th, Sunday, 2023, I was watching Sunday evening or Sunday night preseason football. The New Orleans Saints taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. And the guys in Los Angeles in SoFi Stadium have picked a team. You're not supposed to pick a team. It's illegal. It's unethical, unmoral. Whatever you want to think, you just don't fucking do it. They're wearing a Marco Polo shirt, short sleeves, collar. It's blue with white stripes, and it's got a little Chargers logo on the chest. They are supporting the Chargers. Now I gotta think for a fucking second, why would you pick a team? You're supposed to be neutral. In a debate, a political debate, you don't have Team Democrat or Team Republican or even Team Independent. You should have no team at all. You should not pick a fucking team. You're just not supposed to do it. You know how crazy that would be if there was a debate between JFK and Nixon, or fucking Reagan and whoever, or Biden and Trump, and they had a button, a badge, a pin that says, I am rooting for this guy. You can't do that. First of all, you can't, and you don't do that. Why the fuck would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. So already they're saying, oh, that was a bullshit call, Ted. It's all this hacky radio shit, though. Ted, I think that was a good call. Of course it was a good call. It was against the Saints, not the Chargers, the fucking Saints. Now, why the fuck? Why the fuck would you say a bullshit call against your own team? You've already proven, you already voted for your team. We know who you want to win. You're talking to the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. You have a fucking t-shirt, you're wearing blue. The fuck? I don't know what to think. I watched the old sports games today. I was watching the 1976 Canadian Cup. Team Canada against Team Czechoslovakia. And I don't know what the fuck, but the commentary was like music to my ears. It was fucking literature. It was like Shakespeare. It was like reading the Declaration of Independence. It was just beautiful. People don't speak like this anymore. They just don't do it. They want to, but they don't. I feel like they're more enthralled, more excited by the fact they're on television behind a mic rather than they're telling people what's going on. They would tell what was going on even if it was on television. It was as if you were on radio. You know, you listen to it now and it's pretty terrible. I mean, baseball is also bad. It's all terrible. You're not supposed to be emotional. I remember once I was listening to the NBA Finals. I don't know which game it was, game 6, 7, whatever. It was on ESPN radio. It was the playoffs. You know, it was the Heat. You know, it wasn't the NBA Finals Cup. It was the NBA Finals semifinals. The Heat were involved. I don't know who they played, the Hawks, whoever. It was like 2022-ish. But this woman, this dyke, this pretty big lesbian, she sounded like she had a very opera kind of big voice. She sounds like a big fat lesbian. The Heat lost. She talks like that, right? I'm kind of confused. I don't know what it is, but fucking one game she's all excited, another game she's all depressed, and then the next quarter she's not even in it. In the second game, they've taken her off the mic. And I gotta think she got depressed because our Heat lost a game, or they got dequalified from the fucking finals. Like it was one of the final games, and they got disqualified, whatever, declassified, whatever. They're gone. Vamoosh. They're not in the finals anymore. And men are very objective. We love machines. We love sports. We like having sex with women we don't care for. It's fun. It's sexist, but it's fun. And that's why I think women shouldn't be in sports commentary, because they get very emotional, they get very attached to things. Puppies, frogs, a plastic cup, with a smiley face on it that some little boy gave you, little girl, then you get ran by a truck. And it's a lost connection with this little girl, especially if she was your daughter. But men wouldn't get emotional like that if their team... First of all, you shouldn't be rooting for a team. You're a commentator. You're not a fan of the team. You work for the league, the association, the National Basketball Association. You shouldn't really pick, because then when they lose, then you can't do your job. If there's something stopping you from doing your job, quit doing that something. It's as easy as that. Very simple. It's very simple. So just don't do it. All right? Don't fucking do it. A little swish of the whiskey bourbon here, but This is just what I've been observing, is that sports have changed. I didn't grow up with these old kind of sports, but you kind of like look at these old games a little bit, and there's a difference. It's not weird that I'm looking at these old games. You may think so if you're under the age of 20 or 30, however young or old you may be. But listening to Vince Scully and John Madden and watching all these old Super Bowls, fucking fantastic. I remember once when the Vikings lost. It was a really old Super Bowl 7, 9. They lost one. And one of these commentators, he goes and he says, you may think they're losers, but they came this far. Give them a round of applause. It's right. It's the sportsmanship. You know, uh, you should give these Vikings a round of applause. That coach there, a hardworking man, and he deserves as far as he came. He's not a loser. In football, there are no losers. There aren't any suckers. You played the game. You may not win the bowl, but maybe you want to respect a little bit. And I gotta think to myself, where is a sports commentator like that? In our day and age? Where is he? Lying in a grave somewhere? I mean, really, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? You know? I'm a little fucking confused is all. Because this is a guy with ethics and morals, dressed up in a suit, not wearing some collared shirt, and he's thin, and he walks out, and he's got the headphones, and he's got the mic. It's very funny back in those days. He had a little singing mic, it's like a stick, and there's a little wooden square that says like NBC on it, and they're all connected. The B is part of the N, and then the C is separate. Before they had the peacock's fucking ass, all those feathers spread. It was like the really old school logo, and the little like thin mic. It looked like like a cookie, like a Ritz cracker, like you get when you're at church, and it was just the whole thing was just fucking beautiful, just to see how these guys would do their job. It was fucking beautiful. It was fucking beautiful. Fucking loved it, But all I'm really saying now is that something has changed in sports. The commentary isn't the same. The fans aren't the same. The game, like if you're in Seattle, as much of a shithole as it is, if you're in Seattle and you're at a Mariners game and they hit a home run, you know what they do? They get in the fucking dugout and dance like a bunch of fucking pansies. Like a bunch of Yahoo fairy fruitcakes. They get the golden pitchfork, put on the Darth Vader helmet, and fucking dance. It's a fucking mosh pit in there. They're pushing each other. Like they're dancing to fucking Nirvana, some like heavy metal shit. And it's like, the fuck is this? This is not baseball. It's a dance. It's a fucking dance. The fuck is this? You got a golden plastic pitchfork, a blue fucking Darth Vader helmet without a fucking mask. What the fuck is happening in sports? If it's football with the politics and the commentary, constant flags and penalties, it seems like all these teams are being picked to win and others are being picked to lose. And baseball is so childish. Sports, it's become so dumb with female referees and fucking lesbian dyke fucking commentators in basketball. And it's like, you have your own fucking league. You have the Women's National Basketball Association, as fancy as that fucking is. They don't give a fuck. They're still going to all these other associations. It's not about equality. It's about power. And I don't give a shit. But it's like, what the fuck am I gonna watch? What am I gonna watch? No? Where do I go for football? Good baseball? Hockey even. Where's hockey gonna go? All these politics hockey seems like the one place where they won't take that fucking dick in the ass. They won't take it. There's so many Christians and whatever in that league that they refuse to wear those gay jerseys. The pride. They'll do it in the major leagues. Any club, any fucking club will do it. Practically at this point. But hockey, they got fucking balls. You know? They may be Canadian, but it may be Canadian sport too. But that is the most American sport in this fucking country. It's fucking hockey. You're hurting each other. You're getting hit with fucking pucks. Maybe you get your fucking cheek fucking, slit with a fucking skate. And you get kind of out and you get bandaged. And it's the only sport where you get put back in the game after getting 12 or 13 stitches because of a puck or a skate. That's fucking balls. That's guts. That's fucking huevos. That's it. That's what it takes to be a man. If you're in the fucking National Hockey League, fucking respect. Because it seems like with football, and I've been watching sports that long. I'm pretty much a schmuck when it comes to the knowledge and the devotion or dedication for as many years as many other people. But I will say this. I know good commentary. I know and this is not good. This just isn't good commentary. It fucking isn't. It's bullshit. It sucks. It's faggy. It's shitty. It's positive. It's not real. It's not sincere. It's not fucking. There's no information. You're not informing me on the game or the sport. You're not telling me play by play, missed, deflected, intercepted. You don't know what's going on. Like today, he was like, oh, touchdown. No, incomplete pass. Oh, touchdown. No, incomplete pass. Oh, fumble. Penalty. They don't even know what the fuck's going on. They're chatting. It's like, the best way I've come up so far to describe it is like chicks having tea. Chicks at a fucking coffee shop having tea. Just gossiping, this, that. You don't really know what's going on. It kind of just going off the fly. It's not riffing. It's not banter. It's just bullshit. You don't understand the game or the coaches or the athletes. I mean, some of these guys who are broadcasting are probably worse than the women down there in tight skirts. You can see the fucking asses. And they're cute and whatnot, similar to the cheerleaders and all that. But they don't know what's going on. They're not informed. They're not interested. They're not curious with the fucking game. Like, there's so many old games you can watch that are way better than any of the bullshit you'll see with hockey. In hockey, you got lights and you got confetti and you got just these stupid fucking mascots. It's like, that's not sports. Back in the fucking day, that didn't exist with a fucking mascot. Cheerleaders were cute and hot, and you could make jokes. Remember watching old Super Bowls, and they were like, oh, the football just banged against the field. Or, nice buns, tight end. It's like, oh, I like that cheerleader too. Fucking sexist jokes. It wasn't that awkward, but, they were making, I remember, they were making jokes, and they were flirting. Which cheerleader they wanted to fuck. It was fucking great. There was a freedom to it. Now, I don't know what the fuck it's turned into. You might as well do it yourself. Because a lot of these guys are fucking journalists where they stick to facts and it's present. They ignore the past. Like, 20 years ago today, maybe they'll say, for the first time, the Lions are in the Super Bowl, the Browns or Jaguars or Texans. But, funny known fact, Franco Harris snorts coke. He snorted, you see that little gas tank he's got there? Yeah, he can't breathe because he's been snorting too much coke. Him and other Steelers quarterback, Terry Bradshaw. Yeah. These fucking guys, they understood the fucking game. Watch any of them from Super Bowl 1 to like Super Bowl 30. Fucking World Series. From from like, I don't know, 65, 64, 62, all the way to like the 70s, 80s. Baseball can be measured, if you really think about it. Talking about baseball now. I know this is a bad segue, but speaking of baseball, baseball can be measured in how America just is. The state of America can be measured with the state of baseball. If baseball is really big and popular, America is. And if it's not and treated like a joke, well, America is a fucking joke. Now people think baseball is boring. And now people think America is boring. Not serious. Childish. Dumb. Silly. Shit like that. But back in the 60s and the 70s, even the 80s, baseball was up and lively with the Yankees, the Mets. You know? These are some of the biggest fucking teams ever. You know, the old 65 series between the Twins and the Dodgers. You know, the 68 series between the Tigers and whoever else, over the Cardinals, maybe. I forget. The Pirates and the series they played against the Yankees. The 77 series. All these, like, great. And the Super Bowls, too, with the Steelers and the Cowboys and the 4 in a row with the Buffalo Bills. Some of the greatest games ever. But now, I don't know, I feel like sports have declined. They're not as interesting, and people aren't as interested in really the sports. You'll see that in football, the way it should work, in my fucking opinion, with a clock, a timer, is it should only count down when a play is moving. But now, because they have so many penalties and flags and all that they have to keep it moving because people will get bored, and they want to know how much time is left. And it's just, a game's usually like 3 hours, 3.5, maybe 4, and they just get bored. They're watching sports, they're drunk, they're high, whatever, and they're still bored. You believe that? It's crazy. A clock should only move when a ball is live. Like, they just keep counting, and when a play is over, the clock should stop. It's supposed to measure how much time you have left to play, not to walk around and plan a play. You know, sometimes a guy will be drinking water while the rest of the team is drinking water and nobody's moving, and the timer is still fucking moving. What the fuck's going on? Same in baseball with the shot clock, the new introduction of the shot clock. That's when I stopped watching. All the gay shit that happens now with T-Mobile Park in fucking Seattle. Why pink? Why not red? Oh, Republicans. That makes sense. Why not blue? Why not AT&T? Unless you're trying to make baseball gay. Like, the reason they introduced the shot clock and trying to make it gay is because people aren't watching baseball. So they think if they make it girly and shitty and faggy, people will tune in. They will tune in more often. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Why are you making baseball gay? It's already lame and gay. You don't have to make it more gay. But, bechol mikre, either way, they put a shot clock because they're probably debating on getting rid of baseball because of ratings and whatnot. It's doing terrible. That's why they started posting clips on YouTube or started a streaming service. Because they're doing it through these networks. You know, in Seattle was Root Sports or ESPN 3 or 4, right? For baseball. And then football was like Fox, CBS, NBC, ESPN. ESPN was Monday Night Football. NBC was Sunday Night Football. Thursday was CBS or ESPN. Don't remember. Basketball was always on TNT. And they're getting rid of those networks because they have no shows. There used to be such a thing as sitcoms, which drove a ton of ratings. That was the bread and butter, as Dice would say, for the networks. You know? CBS had sitcoms, NBC, ABC, even Fox in the late 80s with Married with Children, later on with That 70s Show in the 90s. And in between those two shows, you had dramas like The X-Files. And it was just fucking crazy because these sports teams ran on these networks, and now you have these private streaming companies like all the Plus apps, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu Plus. It's funny because a lot of them are left wing and they don't believe in God because they believe in abortions. Yet they have a cross. The plus is a fucking cross, you know. God, it's like the old Bill Hicks joke with Jesus comes back. You think he wants to see a fucking cross again? Fucking love that guy. Fucking genius. Bill Hicks, genius. Dennis Miller, suck my dick. I mean, Dennis Leary. Not that Dennis Miller. Dennis Leary, the joke stealer. Sorry. Dennis Miller is actually very funny. But to sort of conclude this whole thing, it's just that sports suck. You watch the older games, they're fucking amazing with the commentary and the sports and the timing, and it wasn't about ratings. It was just simple. It was just a game. It was a game. It was not about money. There were no commercials, no politics, you know. There were no donations and funds for race and sex and this and that and saving victims of forest fires and hurricanes. I don't give a fuck. This is not my issue. You shouldn't be stressing me with this shit. I'm trying to watch a fucking game. You know? You go into YouTube, you see this shit anyway. People are talking about it anyway. Wherever you go, it's political. Every corner, every direction, it's politics. Politics follow you like a fucking pedophile, and you gotta run like the devil's after you. You don't know what the fuck to do. I mean, what the fuck to do. It's insane. It's fucking insane. And to me, this sucks. I like sports. I didn't grow up watching my dad was a bit of a fruit. He was a bit French, which is fine. At least he had a temper. At least he yelled, and we felt like he was going to hit us. So it was kind of like having a real father. It wasn't like he was a fanook or a bacala. All right? It was like he was half a fag. It's good enough. It's good enough. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Because, like, this private streaming service, it's only for so long, right? Because then they're going to want the top-rated things, and it's going to be like a reality sports show. It's not going to be just sports games. It'll be like people talking about sports like it's a broadcast or like a news show, sort of like Rich Eisen, this, that, whatever, but then you can't say what you want, and it's too many eggshells. It'll be more about sports than sports itself. That will be an issue. But baseball's disappearing, which is very sad. It's very sad, but, you know, you got the old games. The old games are just better. As far as I'm concerned, baseball is gone. After the 90s or the 2000s, it disappeared. Something happened, you know. 2000s, you had some great games. I mean, you had some amazing players. Fucking amazing. You had A-Rod. You had fucking Sammy Sosa. Find it here. Fucking, you had... Who was it? The guy in the Giants. Who the fuck? 2000. Fuck was it? Barry Bonds. I mean, that guy was fucking explosive. Probably on roids. But nonetheless, to be able to hit that percentage-wise, power-wise, fucking insane. I mean, to be able to hit one after... I mean, boom! It was like he had a shotgun and he was shooting bears. I mean, or even ducks or discs. It was just fucking insane. 2000s, it was like Sosa versus Mark McGuire. That was crazy. That was so cultural too. With A-Rod. Growing up with the Mariners, you had Felix Hernandez, the king, the like perfect game against the Rays. And then 80s, 90s, you had who else did you have? You had you had fucking Suzuki, Ichiro, fucking you had who else? Ken Griffey Jr. Because Ken Griffey was on the Reds. If you watch the 75 series, I think that was his fucking father. Edgar Martinez. All these like Hall of Famers were on these old classic games. Something happened in 2010 passed, but you know. To get a little personal for a second or two, minute or two, to push it that far, but I didn't have sports growing up. You know, you had the Seahawks when I was a kid. Mariners weren't so good yet. No Sonics. Didn't have a hockey team yet. So it was just the Seahawks and the Mariners, which was, you know, kids just went there because it was cheap. You could buy a really cheap ticket and then go downstairs and move up front because nobody would go to these games. This was way before fucking you had all the guys now. I mean, Ty France and whoever that other brown fucker. What's his name? Hernandez, some Spanish name. Martinez. Julio Rodriguez. That's right. Even though he comes off very black, he's actually Spanish. It's a very funny thing. It's very funny. You know. Yeah. Love brownies. But you know, it's just a big concern with sports in general. Like, what the fuck happened? It doesn't seem like you can fix it. It's aggravating to listen to. And I want to watch these games. I want to keep up with what's going on now. I want to know. I'm interested. I don't want to, you know, be left out. Currently, who are the best teams? What's going on? Baseball, football. Baseball, not really. It's not that exciting. Football, definitely. Hockey, even basketball a little bit, but not really. Really, just for me, it's football and basketball. I like when people get hurt. It's interesting, you know. It's like anything could happen. It's unpredictable. It's like watching a drama. I don't know who's gonna fucking die. I don't know who's gonna get killed off. 1 second they're on the screen, and next an ambulance arrives and they're fucking out of here. Fucking funeral show. But it's like, enough with the politics. The commentary sucks. The commercials are annoying. I guess you could skip through them, but you gotta wait until after the game to do that. It's fucking aggravating as shit. But, you know, it's just fucking sad. That's all. It's fucking sad. What the fuck are you supposed to do? Just not watch? Just mute it, but then you see things and then turn it off and wait for it to come back. It's everywhere. The politics, the fucking donations, because they care about the donation, but they don't care about the cause and the this and that. I don't give a shit about the hurricane or the victim or the race. I just want to watch the guy throw the ball, somebody catch it, and score a fucking touchdown. Or shoot the ball in the hoop. That's it. I don't care you have 80% more brown and black than white. That's why we have the NHL. More white than black, because black people don't skate. They're afraid it's too gay, you know. Which is why they don't compete in Olympic swimming. They think it's too gay. But, you know, what am I to do? What the fuck am I to do about all this? One guy is just... Nobody's gonna fucking listen to this shit. I get 3-4 viewers. I'm not famous. The best way to have a podcast is if you're famous. You're at a club. You're doing a comedy club. You're on other people's podcasts, right? I don't have that luxury. I don't have those fucking connections. I fucking don't. Right? You know what I mean? So, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What the fuck? Maybe at most I got 20, 30 people. After a month or two of it swirling around, or going up and down, going from ear to ear to ear on the fucking device, you know. Anyway, thank you for listening. My name's, I don't know, Harry Cox. Harold Cox. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, see you later. Bye-bye.